Ajele Awoyemi. I'm a technology and e-commerce executive. I studied computer science at the Federal University of Technology, Akure, and advanced to take other courses from the Harvard Business School and University of California, Berkeley, where I learned, studied on CIO Institute, several courses. I love to empower young people, especially girls, to be leaders in technology, to find their place in the technology space. That's a huge passion for me. Currently, I head strategic partnerships and payments at Jumia. Jumia is the largest online e-commerce store in Africa. It's currently valued over $1 billion. I lead strategic partnerships, building business relationships with dynamic partners in the market. And I also help Nigerians find a way to pay conveniently online for their products, for their goods, whatever it is they're buying, whatever it is they want to do. Help them to create a platform for them to pay conveniently online. Okay, my technology journey or story started from when I was very young. Always loved technology and always wanted to understand how things come together. At the age of 10, I was always very curious and always broke my father's computer to try and understand what goes on behind this, what goes on behind this computer. How do you upload a picture? What's a website? How do you build a website? How does, scanning your face, how does it help you to log into a particular platform? And I was always curious about all these things. And of course, out of that curiosity, I told myself I was going to pursue a career along this line to try and solve problems and to try and understand how these things work. In my fourth year, during the long CWES program, I interned at MTech Communications. MTech is a mobile value-added service company with a lot of development for MTN and several big telcos in Nigeria. And at that time in 2009, I also worked as a database administrator at MTech. And I was opportune to configure 3 live services in 2009. I joined Iroko Partners. Iroko is the Netflix of Africa. So it's a platform that has over 6,000 Nigerian and Ghanaian movies where people can get to watch in Nigeria, in diaspora, everywhere. And I basically was working as a data and business analyst. And then I was taking all the feedback on the platform, what people were doing, what kind of movies they were watching, etc. And then was building that, using that information to make business decisions. Okay, I'm super excited to support the Nigerian Women Techstars Initiative because today it's crystal clear that there's still a huge gap between the male to female ratio in the tech space. So for example, there is a 1:9 ratio female to male when it comes to developer roles, right? So if you're, whatever companies that are hiring developers, it's like a 1:9 on a large global scale, and even in Nigeria. And this data was collected from Jobaman, which is like the largest jobs website in Nigeria. Also, on the flip side, when you talk about customer service roles, right? The easy ones where people can just, I'm not so easy, but where you don't really have to do so much brain work and stuff. You have 5:4 female to male ratio. So, the space where it would have even been nice for us to have more women, now we still have the men like literally competing with us. So there's still a huge glass ceiling of men that we need to shatter in the technology space. And that's why I am super excited to support this initiative, to train girls, young women, to find their space in tech, to be leaders in tech, to see opportunities in tech, and use tech to solve problems. The outcomes I expect from this initiative are so many. This is just the beginning. In the next 5 to 10 years, or even, longer than that, I want to see more women who have been groomed today, who have been trained today on how to use technology to solve problems, on how to use technologies to be leaders in their space. I want them to be, in the next 5-10 years, be the women who are sitting in positions of power, who are leading Fortune 500 companies in Nigeria, in the global space, who have become bank chairman or chairwoman, who have become CIOs and CTOs of several organizations, and basically more women to become more relevant, and not just think that our space is in the kitchen or in the bedroom or in whatever place that they say that we belong. We belong in the technology space, because technology is empowering people, is giving people a chance to become independent, a chance to earn a living, a chance to do so many things, right? To be a game changer, to do so many things. And that's why, that's one of the things I'm looking out for. It's not a short-term goal, it's more of a long-term goal. So today we have the basic foundation, we have the basic learning, we have the basic training, then we set out on that path. And then we continue on that path, and in the next 5 to 10, 15 years, these are the women. I will be so happy to be recognized or to be associated with a woman that has passed through this initiative, and in the next 15 years is sitting on the board of, of a bank, or board of a bank, or a CIO in a company, or a CTO in one, huge organization, etc. But for me, it's not just a short-term thing. I see the big picture. I see the long-term goal, and I'm really excited, and I hope this turns out really as we are aiming for it.